Hey everybody, we're here for a new episode of Tier List Land. Today we're talking about the Lord of the Rings franchise. I'm here with Putty the Puttyman and JD the Donut Man, and you can check out all their stuff in the bio description box thing that's underneath us, like probably like right there. It's probably exists currently. Um, so we're not going to waste any time. This list is presented to you by Putty, Ode to Putty. It smells like chlorine for
Well,
Deadpool.
do you want or Deadpool, Dead Queen?
Mr. Clean?
No.
Do I want white? Yeah, I want you to go to Tier List Land. So
I'm already cheering line. Okay.
There we go.
okay. So Putty's your host for today. He may
Okay.
or may not be wearing pants. We don't know currently.
Yeah, I think they're on. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway. All right. So
Or
I
are they?
didn't know if you guys like the titles. So if you want to change any of those,
No,
maybe
go ahead.
it's
Tell us the
live.
titles because we're doing it live.
All right. So we have one ring to rule them all because there is only one ring in the Lord of the Rings to rule them all.
That's factual.
But though it is one person's precious, so sometimes we have our likes. They're not the best, and that they're are precious. But of course, then you have to, you have my sword when it comes to battle. So I figured that's kind of in the middle.
And my
Uh,
axe.
and if you can say this word, you're brilliant because I can't say this word. But this is quite. It's not that good.
It's Plogshibit.
It's Plogshibit. And then you shall not pass means you do not pass the grading of this tier list land. So that's how I figured you
That's
guys would
cute,
agree.
buddy. That's really
like
cute
that.
of you.
I know. I appreciate it. Anyway, so first up, we're going to start with the animated series. These are the old ones. The first one we have is the Hobbit animated series. I'll even jump in and say this. I remember when I was younger, these used to play on syndication. So I'm gonna
These
be
are the
very honest.
Rankin. This is the Rankin Bass one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing
No.
is
Yeah,
no,
it is.
you're thinking
Rankin Bass.
you're thinking the Return of the King, aren't you?
Return of the King and this are both Rankin Bass.
Oh,
Lord of
are
the
they?
Rings is, I
Okay,
think,
okay.
Ralph
Yeah.
Bakshi.
That's correct.
Oh, okay,
That is
okay,
correct.
okay.
That is correct.
So anyway, I remember seeing these as a kid syndicated, and for me, I guess I'll go ahead and say it. I like it, but I don't know if it holds up now because I haven't seen it since I was a kid. So has anyone seen it recently?
Yeah, you have my sword with this one.
Yeah.
You have my sword? Okay.
I like this one. I think this one's fun.
Okay. Now we have the original Lord of the Rings animated movie, and I
Which has
actually
nothing
like
to do with The Hobbit. This is Ralph Bakshi, not
Mhm.
Rankin Bass.
And I actually like this. I would put this in my precious.
So here's
Same
the
here.
best part. Here's the best part. So The Hobbit is the Hobbit story, and
Mhm.
Return of the King is Return of the King.
Yep.
But the entire story of, well, there's really only two Lord of the Rings books, right? So the
Three.
two,
There's three.
no, isn't it two?
It's three.
No, it's actually
Okay,
three.
well, the
Yeah.
Two Towers story and The Hobbit is one book, right?
Yeah.
It's singular.
And Fellowship.
A Fellowship and The Hobbit don't exist in this world that has Return of the King
No.
and the Hobbit storyline, or Fellowship and Two Towers don't exist. And in this movie, it only has Fellowship and the Two Towers and doesn't have the
Return of the
ending of
King.
the movie because they ran out of budget, so they never finished the movie.
Yes.
I actually didn't realize that when I was younger, but I
It
really
ends.
liked
It ends at the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah. So this movie, and then it has like a weird wrap up. This is
Yeah.
Plog Shibashibalila.
Oh, really?
I think it looks
Okay.
really cool. I think like for the time it did a lot of cool things, but it's like the second half of the movie's a disaster.
Maybe
Like
that's
you
the
could
reason why
tell
I
when they
liked it
ran out of
visually.
budget. You can tell exactly when they ran out of budget.
Well, again, like I
Yeah,
said,
with the animation.
I thought that battle was the last of when it came to these, and I didn't read the
I
books.
think that's
so,
where they blew their budget in the battle.
Well, that's right. Well, that's the reason why I figured, oh, there's more to this that I didn't know about. Like once we found out later on with the actual movies from what's his name, Peter Jackson. So
Yeah.
anyway, so are you okay with that, Johnny? I said my precious, but I might be also.
I mean, it's
by
not as good as
nostalgia.
Fritz the Cat, but
I mean, do you want it higher, JD? Do you want it and you have my sword?
I would at least put it in You Have My Sword. I'm a really big fan of the Ralph Bakshi stuff.
See, I liked it too and everything. So, are you okay with behind?
Yeah,
back?
you
Okay,
guys put it wherever
okay.
you want.
All right, now we have the Return of the King animated movie.
This is
This is You Shall Not Pass.
yeah.
This one was really
movie's-
bad.
This is a hour and a half long music video that has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
All right, okay. All right. At this point now, I'm going to be honest with you. I own this movie and still have not watched it. It is the original Hobbit, Incredible Journey or whatever it's called, Unexpected Journey.
Unexpected Journey.
I have not seen the Hobbits, so these gentlemen will be taking over for this part.
I have like a mild story. So I was dating a girl, and for some reason, like God knows why, like if when you think of like the realm of, and this is not to like box people in, but like the realm of like extremely good looking girls that you have no business dating, um you're not expecting her to like Lord of the Rings. So we went to the movies with plans, just we're gonna watch whatever, and she's like, I want to watch The Hobbit. And I was like, why the fuck do you want to watch The Hobbit? She's like, I love Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, you want to watch Lord of the Rings? She's like, yeah. I was like, all right, we're going to watch Lord of the Rings. Mind you, we did not watch Lord of the Rings, but we were in the theater for Lord of the Rings.
You paid for the ticket.
Of The Hobbit.
You're basically paying for the chair, not the movie.
She, you know what? I'll be honest with you. At that point, I didn't really like it. I watched it again, and I liked it more. I still don't think it's very good. For me, I would put this above the animated, I'll put it in the middle of those two animated ones, but like
I'd agree with that.
Okay.
This one was the best one of the three.
Yeah,
You guys give me a
Smaug, I would put
here.
this at the top of You Have My Sword. This is
Yeah.
actually like a decent watch. The problem is it just doesn't like balance. Like I know what happens in the book, but in the first movie, there's like a weird amount of singing.
Yes.
There's a huge musical number that goes for like 10 minutes, and it comes out of nowhere. And if you like
Does it
Lord of the
include
Rings,
Ewoks?
if you watch Lord of the Rings, and I never read The Hobbit, we read Lord of the Rings in school.
Yeah, I've read
like,
The Hobbit. There is a lot of singing. There's a lot of songs.
It's so different than Lord of the Rings. It doesn't even feel like it belongs in the same franchise.
Yeah. I think they spent a lot of time in this one doing a lot of character exposition, which was good.
It was good to figure out where we're going, but also it still wasn't a very good movie. It was just fine.
You
All
had
right.
Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug.
All right, and then the last Hobbit movie that I don't know the name of.
It's a one spot ahead of the other one, and You Shall Not Pass.
Yeah, this one was pretty bad.
Oh, really? Okay. See, again, I'm so glad I avoided the Hobbit movies. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, okay, I guess we move on.
We don't have anything in Plog Shabbat. Move it up to Plog Shabbat. I don't even know what word that is. I've never seen that in my life.
I looked it up and everything because I was trying to think.
Hey,
of one,
I accept you. I accept you for who you are.
Anyway, so next is going to be
Fellowship of the Ring. This will go in my precious.
Of the Ring. I agree.
Give this a couple zoom ins. Give this a couple zoom ins, because you know what? I was expecting when you put these in that I was going to expand the categories like JD's always do, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of just the same
because
size.
he edited the photos.
Oh, that's why. That's cute. Okay, what's next?
Next is
Two Towers. This is One Ring to rule them all.
Yeah,
this is my favorite.
we can only have one, and that's the one. We didn't even talk about Fellowship. I think.
Okay.
I think Fellowship. Okay, wait. Let's rank this movie, and let's just talk about the franchise because we've talked about all of these.
Okay, let's rank the third one. Return of the King.
Behind Fellowship.
Fellowship. Yeah.
Okay, I'm down for that.
So now we're gonna talk about it. I think that Fellowship could be in the argument for the best one because it has the best story development and character arcs of all the movies, because that's all the movie is. The second movie is just a huge battle, and the third movie is an ending for 47 minutes.
More than that if you buy the extended version.
And
yeah, I know.
So this is the thing. The battle in the second movie is better than the third one.
Yes.
And then also the third one has that like ridiculous ending where it just never ends. And it's funny because like I don't know if you've ever seen the movie or like people talk about it. Like there's a story, and I can't remember who it is. There's a famous actor,
Jack Nicholson,
that was like, I walked out because the movie just never ended. I didn't want to watch it. It just
I went to go get the car.
Yeah. He's like, he told Elijah Wood, he's like, you guys should have just ended the movie. He's like, I don't know why the hell the movie kept going. And it's true.
No, but the Two Towers, that Battle of Helm's Deep is so good.
It's arguably one of the best war scenes ever. Not fight. We'll just say war scenes in any movie ever. But Fellowship is so good, and I think
you had Brad Dourif, Chucky himself as Wormtongue.
It gets the wrong end of the stick, the short end of the stick, and it's not fair because Fellowship is really good.
Yeah,
and in my opinion, and this is not saying it's a bad movie. I just want everyone to realize that because I'm already planning for the hate. The third movie is not even close the worst one of the three, in my opinion. It's not the worst movie of the franchise, but it's the worst of the three by far.
But it's still excellent.
It's still a good movie.
Yeah.
But it's like
it's kind of It's kind of like
it
looking at
won
the
the
original Star
Oscar.
Wars.
People say it's
Yeah.
the best one. It's not even remotely the best
No,
one.
Two Towers to me is still the best one. Like it's not even close. All
Okay,
right.
I guess we'll move on. Next, we
Rings of
have the
Power.
animated series. Yes.
The
The end of
animated
plot.
series.
No, that's not the animated series. That's Amazon's. Nope, down.
No,
We
I'm
didn't
asking
even.
what you
No,
guys.
whoa! Chill,
Oh,
chill, 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 chill,
yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
chill. This is better than The Hobbit.
An Unexpected Journey.
Yeah, I would put it ahead of the animated movie even.
Ooh, I don't know if I could do that. It's so much lore breaking stuff in there, though.
Yeah, but I don't give a
See, I've
shit
never
about
seen it,
lore.
so
See,
it's you
I
guys.
do.
Okay,
So,
it's better than freaking Franklin and Bash.
The Bakshi one. Okay.
well, you know what's funny? I was like, I wish I'd
Okay,
start
Putty,
watching.
have
Did
this
you
you
when I
watch
watched
this,
it?
buddy?
No, I did not, and that's the thing. I was kind of because when they kept on talking about it, everyone was like, "Oh, it's amazing," and I'm like, "Really? I don't know. I don't know if we need more Lord of the Rings." Like, here's the thing with Peter Jackson and his portrayal of it. I honestly did think he did a stellar job when it came to the first three movies. Like, they're you know,
He
sometimes
made
when
the
you
Hobbits.
yeah, like okay, listen, I haven't seen the Hobbits, so I'm just going based on the Return of the King movies. Okay, when you look at it, so, kind of like the Harry Potter movies, when you find good people that make these movies, and Peter Jackson was the one that did the original three, or the LOTR movies. Um, I really enjoyed those, but then people kept on saying Hobbit's horrible, Hobbit's horrible. So of course I didn't watch it. This made me feel the same way because I was getting mixed reviews where people were like, "This is amazing, this sucks." It's because they broke lore. Then the people that didn't know lore said they loved it.
I don't know. It's weird because I want to say season 1 is better than season 2.
Yes. Season
So
1 is definitely better.
yeah.
At least they give you Tom Bombadil in these shows.
Okay. Well, I'll give it behind the animated one to please the court.
This?
So
To please
what
the
it is
court.
about me is in the second season, they're creating the Rings of Power. But the Rings of Power have already been created by the time Gandalf meets the Harfoots. So even though in the show it's happening at the same time, it's about 1,000 years apart.
So how do you feel about the 2 movies that are coming out?
Which ones?
There's the Gollum
This-
movie.
I don't know. I have to see it.
Then there's the another movie. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. I gotta wait
I
to
don't
see
know.
it. But if it's lore breaking, like it's
Breaking
just
the
that's
law,
a,
breaking the law.
but the thing is, that's the thing about the Lord of the Rings series has such rich lore. You have the Silmarillion as well, and you have the Hobbit, and you have like all these inspirations you can draw from. Why do you got to change it?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
To me, at least, that's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
I agree with it to a point, to the extent of like they didn't need to do it and you shouldn't. I don't think you should break the lore of shit. But if you watch the show and don't factor in the lore, like if you're just watching the show, it's not that bad.
Okay. The acting is not the greatest, but at least the cinematography is good. The set pieces are good. Like,
Okay, let's jump onto this next one.
Okay, so this one I could never say the name. It's the new anime one, The Way of the what was it?
the War of the Rohirrim.
Rohirrim. Okay, I'm actually, since I couldn't do the Hobbit too much, I'm gonna say this. I think we all kind of enjoyed this when we talked about it and everything. I feel like it should be at the bottom, my precious.
I want to say that, but I still think it would be the top of You Have My Sword.
I would say it's not as good as the Desolation of Smog.
Well, I think you lose that battle 2 out of 3.
Okay.
So
I'm
we're
just
putting it
giving my
top.
opinion. That's all.
Okay.
Wow. For once, you agreed with Putty. No, okay.
I do think I actually really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
My problem with it was it doesn't have enough developmental arcs. It just takes you right from the start of the movie to the war, and that's the movie.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, that's where we're going.
Well,
This,
comparatively,
if they did this in 2 parts, they could have just developed the character so much more.
I agree.
Well-
And I would have took it as a series. Give me a 5-episode miniseries.
Yeah.
well, here's my thing with this. Compared to what I've seen, especially with the old animated series, again, this one right here is more of like a nostalgia bait, and the first Hobbit movie is like I remember seeing as a kid. It was very colorful, so of course I liked it. But I realized I liked this one better. That's why I still kind of feel that this would be
It's
the
it.
go
You
higher.
think? Trust
But
me, you have that feeling, but if you watch it again, it's not as good. I
Yeah, with
promise.
no,
rose-colored
I feel you.
glasses, they call it.
It's
No, no,
it's
I get it. I
it's
get
it's
it.
missing so much movie. Like it's when they run out of budget, the movie just starts skipping things, and you just get somewhere, and you're like,
It
okay, what the
jumps a
hell's
lot.
happening?
Well, I think also at the same time, when I was younger, again, and a lot of kids who are watching this are not going to understand this. We did not have the internet, and if we didn't have cable, we literally had like 5 channels. And during the day,
This
they'd
was
be
always
showing maybe
on.
sports. Yeah,
This was
what was
always
it?
on in The Last Unicorn.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, The Last Unicorn.
Ah,
I've seen that movie
whoa.
so much.
Yo,
But
on chat on Showcase,
Yeah.
this movie used to play on like late night, like
Yeah.
all the time, which is weird because usually they if I mean I guess everywhere it's like that, but they would drop like rated R movies is what you would get. But for some reason, this movie was on all the time, and I never
Because of the
got
violence,
why.
I guess.
Maybe
well, the reason, like in my area, and this might be the same for you guys, but what it was you had ABC, NBC, CBS. This, for my age, Fox didn't have sports at that point, okay? And then you had like the ones that were like local channels and everything. And then I don't remember if it was Fox. I'm pretty sure it was one of the local channels is what would show these because they would be syndicated and they'd be like, "We need filler and it's a long movie. Let's fill it in." And kids are awake right now on the weekend, that kind of thing, you know. So they put in there, and of course, as a kid, Saturday morning
it's
cartoons are
definitely
over
not a
with.
kids movie.
No.
Well, no, but for some reason back then you look at it, these were the kind of things they looked at as kids movies. You know what I mean?
What
You
do
got
we
to think of
have?
the best.
We had TBO.
We had the
Yeah,
new
well, I mean,
VR. Okay, that's all that matters.
let's put it this way. Let's go back and look
UR,
at
the
stuff
new
like
VR.
let go back and look at stuff like Neverending Story. It is a dark, dark movie, but it was
Good movie,
aimed
though.
at kids.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah,
the
great movie.
Neverending Story is a clear cut children's movie. It may have darkness to it. It's like Gremlins. Like
Yeah.
Gremlins is maybe PG-13, but you could see that it was directed at like an audience
Aimed
of
at
like
kids. Yeah.
slightly
Yeah.
older kids at first, right? The second movie is kind of like more like tongue-in-cheek adult. I mean, the first
Yeah.
movie was kind of two Goonies, right? Like that kind of dark.
Yeah.
This movie has nothing in it that's
No.
remotely for kids. Like I don't understand what children are reading Lord of the Rings, number one. The other one is the Hobbit animated
Yeah.
one. You could say that's for kids,
Yeah.
but
Well,
the
again, they were
LOTR,
still
no way.
Like, I
they
mean,
were
even if
showing it.
you like going back to what I was saying about the movie The Last Unicorn, that was freaking dark too, and that was aimed at kids.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of them were. What was the space one? The last Starfighter is pretty dark too.
like
That's what it's called, right?
the only
Yeah, there was
only
The Last
animated
Starfighter.
movie, the only
It wasn't
animated
animated
movie
though, The Last Starfighter.
No.
the only animated movie that I remember as a kid that they did not watch on syndication that you had to actually go rent, and I was excited to get it was Heavy Metal. It was always the only
Well,
adult
that's not for
animated movie
kids at
outside.
all.
That's definitely not for
Yeah.
kids.
Oh yeah,
And
but
if
that's
we're
my
gonna talk
point.
about not for kids, if we're just talking anime movies, I didn't realize we were only talking anime movies. Watership Down is literally
Yeah,
like
That's the one with the
exactly.
rabbits, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and it was, but again, that was still something they showed for kids, which it was crazy looking at it back now. It's like, oh God, this is dark. But
And
like they're like,
basically
oh, it's
anything made
animals.
by who's the guy that made Fievel Goes West?
Oh, you're talking about he had the whole animation company. What was it called?
Dude, he's so
Oh,
famous.
get Timmy on it.
Don
Get
Bluth?
Timmy on it.
Don Bluth?
Don
Don
Bluth. That's
Bluth,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Like all of
Yeah.
his movies are dark. All dogs go to heaven. Like they're
Well,
all
Brave
they-
Little Toaster.
yeah, they're so
Well,
dark.
Well, what it is I noticed this back in the day. They like in Japan they would treat animation for adults. You know, Ninja Scroll, all these big movies. Then around the States they said, "Oh, it's animated. Well, it must be for kids," and they never
Yes.
really paid attention to it.
Because in Asia, animation is just a form of media, where in North America, animation is for kids.
Yeah, not
Right?
anymore, but it
Not,
was.
well,
Yeah,
because we've adapted to society.
yeah. But I mean, that's the reason why I got to see a lot of these dark cartoons because they would show them during the day, and it would be like a gory mess, and it's like, oh, but it's just kid stuff. It's fake blood. They understand. It's like, no, we're some kids probably had some mental problems after some of these movies that we've seen.
Yeah.
Myself, like, I know
They
I
call that
enjoyed
the
it.
Newt Scamander.
The news, man.
Anyways, that's it for this. Let us know what you guys think. If you want to hear more of Putty's dark cartoon stories, you can check him out on OnlyFans and have a good day.